In a shocking twist that's taken the entire hip-hop world by storm, Rick Ross has reportedly melted in uncontrollable rage after 50 Cent. In a surprising and ruthless move, snitched and leaked some of the most damning, sensitive, and explosive video evidence the rap industry has ever seen. Evidence that Ross thought would stay buried forever. What started as petty industry beef has now escalated into a full-blown war with devastating consequences. And sources close to both sides say this is only the beginning. In this exposé, we reveal the full timeline, the brutal secrets behind 50's revenge, and why Rick Ross may never recover from this masterstroke of betrayal. It all began when whispers started circulating in Miami that something heavy was brewing between 50 Cent and Rick Ross again. Their beef, which dates back over a decade, had appeared to simmer down in public. But insiders always knew the peace was temporary. What no one realized was that 50 had been waiting, watching, plotting. And when Rick Ross made a move that crossed a line, allegedly feeding information to the feds that compromised some of 50 Cent's inner circle, Fifth decided to strike back with surgical precision. Now, we know 50 Cent isn't your average rapper. He's not just a businessman. He's a calculated tactician. And when it comes to revenge, he doesn't miss. According to multiple sources, Fifth had kept receipts on Rick Ross for years. Not tweets, not IG lives. We're talking private surveillance footage, unreleased studio clips, hidden camera moments, and even confidential conversations that Ross allegedly never thought would see daylight. This wasn't a spontaneous lashing out. This was a calculated exposure. And when 50 Cent leaked the footage, the internet stopped. Videos surfaced on encrypted platforms before being mirrored on major social media channels. Footage showed Rick Ross in compromising situations, meetings with questionable figures, private conversations that contradicted public statements, and even tapes that raised serious legal and financial questions. This wasn't just a hit to Ross's image. It was a torpedo to his empire. Ross, who had carefully built a mogul status through his Maybach music group, luxury endorsements, and real estate ventures, found himself drowning in a scandal that threatened everything. But let's rewind a bit. How did we get here? Why did 50 Cent feel the need to snitch? Something he's accused others of doing for years. It all traces back to a private federal case that was quietly dismissed late last year. Rumors say 50 Cent's business associate, known in legal documents as Mr. J, narrowly avoided federal charges thanks to an anonymous tip that redirected FBI attention. Months later, 50 Cent discovered that Rick Ross had allegedly played a role in leaking internal information about Mr. J's operations, potentially out of spite for a failed joint venture involving a film deal in Atlanta. The betrayal hit Fifth hard, and it was a final straw. Sources close to 50 claim he told his team, "You want to play Fed games? Fine, let's play them better." And that's exactly what happened. Using connections from his time in the streets, coupled with a private team of investigators and digital analysts, 50 Cent dug into the vault. He unearthed years of material. Everything from Ross's shady business partnerships to off-the-record conversations with controversial figures in Miami's underground. But the real nuke? Footage of Ross discussing internal conflicts within MMG, openly talking about Meek Mill, Whale, and even Drake in a tone that could dismantle long-standing industry relationships. But the wildest part? The video that truly sent shockwaves wasn't just embarrassing, it was career-threatening. In one leaked clip, Ross is allegedly seen speaking with a known industry executive who had previously been involved in payola schemes, discussing how to influence streaming numbers and shift public perception through manipulated narratives. Whether Ross was serious or just posturing remains unclear, but the fact that the footage exists and was leaked with crystal clear audio was enough to trigger immediate fallout. Ross's camp responded quickly. His lawyers scrambled to stop the footage from spreading further. Multiple DMCA strikes were filed, but it was too late. The damage was done. And Rick Ross, according to sources inside his circle, he was livid. He melted. Not just angry, destroyed. One insider said he knew 50 had things, but he never thought he'd go that far. He thought there was a line. But with 50, there ain't no line. Ross reportedly secluded himself in one of his massive estates in Georgia, canceling multiple public appearances, freezing business deals, and even halting studio sessions. The betrayal hit personal. because despite their years of animosity, there was once mutual respect. 50 breaking that code, especially with video evidence, was something Ross never saw coming. But that's not all. 50 Cent didn't just leak the videos. He narrated them. In what's being called one of the most savage plays in hip-hop media history, 50 released a documentary-style breakdown on his social platforms titled The Biggest Fraud, where he gave commentary over the clips, mocking Ross and providing context in his trademark sarcastic tone. Fans and enemies alike were stunned. The documentary instantly trended on X, YouTube, and TikTok. Celebrities started reacting. Some laughed, others stayed quiet. A few even posted cryptic messages like, "Feds in the game now, FR. Ross, though, wasn't laughing. He immediately contacted media outlets, issuing cease and desist letters, while his team scrambled to control the narrative. But as of now, the videos are still circulating in dark corners of the internet, and the damage to Ross's credibility is visible.